This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So something I really appreciate about you, Tom, is you work incredibly hard when you're working, but then you love to play.
I do.
Like you
work hard, play hard,
work
right,
hard,
Tom?
play hard, whether it's water skiing, barefoot water skiing, or skiing in the snow. Like, didn't you do some crazy snow skiing trip recently?
I did. A couple of weeks ago, I went helicopter snow skiing in Utah.
Oh my gosh! So you're jumping out of a helicopter?
Well, I'm not James Bond, but they pick you up at the bottom, and then they take you to the highest peak, and then you ski down, and then they rinse and repeat. They'll pick you up and take you to the top, and you ski down. Just amazing, untouched powder. It is so fun. It's so amazing.
Is it scary? Because there's no trails, right? You're just winging it and trying to figure out where to go, right?
There's no trails, and you do have a guide.
Okay.
One-on-one is stick with your guide. I did take off once and didn't get lost, but he got pretty mad at me. He's like, stay with me, But the powder's always better when you're lost.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Are you a snow skier, Matt? Boarder?
I can snowboard, but I don't do it all the time.
You seem like a boarder, not a skier.
Yeah, I don't go on the Black Diamonds. I stay on the bunny hills.
You crossed over the dark side. You're a snowboarder. Oh,
well,
man.
The problem is I started early snowboarding, and it's hard to go back to skiing. You've been skiing all your life, and so it's really hard for snowboarders to go back to just skiing. So it's just totally different.
I started out snowboarding, and then I thought, you know what? This is stupid. Why do I have to strap in and then unstrap, and then I'm scooting along on my one foot, and my other foot's locked into the snowboard? This is dumb. Look at those skiers. They just clip in once, and then they're just going.
It's true.
It's magical. So I learned how to snow ski.
So okay.
Well,
so I encourage you to make the change. It's worth it.
No, I've done both, though. I just don't know that it's, I don't know, it's just more fun snowboarding.
Hey, if you have fun snowboarding, then
There's
snowboarding.
more freedom, it seems like.
More freedom.
The thing about snowboarders is, you know how a snowboarder will greet you?
How?
Sorry, dude. Because he just ran you over,
It's true.
Dude.
I'm not one of those guys. I just, I don't know. And it's also, they do say that it's easier for kids. So with Jack, right? That's who you're wanting to take?
Yeah.
It's easier for him to learn snowboarding than it is skiing for younger kids.
Okay.
It's true. You ask them, they'll tell you that. It's
the kids?
easier.
The kids or the instructors?
The instructors will tell you it's easier for kids to learn snowboarding than it is skiing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I've seen pictures, and this is, so my goal was to get Jack out in the snow 15 times this year. We've gone 0. And so maybe I'll get him out there once or twice before the season's up.
It's like mid-March now.
But honestly, it was you, Tom, because you sent me pictures of your grandkids out there snow skiing, and they were younger than Jack. Like how young did you start your grandkids?
I started when I was 6, and all 3 of my kids started when they were 5.
Okay.
And my grandkids started when they were 5. So, 5, 6 years old is a great age to get them going.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, there's hope for Jack yet, but we were going to talk about real estate flips and 10. What was your thing? 10
mistakes that people make when they buy a flip. So we'll just start off at the top. Number 1 is don't buy sight unseen. A lot of times when you go to the auction, you really can't see the home, you can't get inside, and you can't really do any due diligence, especially for a first-time flipper. It's just not a good idea to buy it sight unseen. Make sure that you get inside, you do your due diligence, and you really check that out. Number 2 is, yes, you're buying that home as is, but still do your due diligence and do your inspections. And you can always cancel. Yes, you're buying it as is, but you can cancel. And I used to get a kick out of the banks when I would work with the banks, and a buyer would purchase that home, and it was an as-is contract, and the buyer would try to renegotiate with the bank, and the bank would say, no, it's as is. What part of the as is don't you understand? Is it the as or is it the is? They cancel.
Well, when you say you can cancel, what do you mean by that? How much time do you have
Yeah, so it depends on the contract. Anywhere from 10 to 17 days to cancel. Once you've done your due diligence, and you always do have the right to come back and renegotiate, but usually on a flip, you're buying it from either a wholesaler or you're buying it from someone that's not willing to negotiate.
So that's different, though. So just to clarify, that's different than the county courthouse steps. Like he's talking about going to the home or going to the wholesaler. Like there's more negotiation around there than the sight unseen at the county courthouse steps.
Yep. And then number 3 is, third mistake is not knowing the cost of repairs. I see so many buyers not know the cost and what the cost of the repairs are, and they don't get the appropriate bids. And one little tip, kind of a side hack tip, is when you send a contractor out to a property to give you a bid, go ahead and tell him that you will pay for his time. Hey, I'll pay for your time to go out and give me a bid on this property.
And then they're willing to do a better job for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have a go-to contractor that you take with you, or that you send out to different properties and say someone you can trust that you've worked with a long time, and you know they're going to give you an accurate, good price on what it's going to cost.
Yeah, I have 3 of them that will give me a bid and give me an accurate cost on how much it's going to cost to do that rehab. And then the next one is, obviously, get title insurance. Or if you're buying at the courthouse, the auction, have a title company that you have a great relationship with and the customer service that you can call that morning of the bid. So you can call them, you can ask them last minute, okay, are there any last minute liens? Are there any last minute encumbrances that I don't know about? One time there was an IRS lien that was slapped on a property last minute. So I was like, okay, no bueno. I'm not gonna buy it. You don't want to buy a property with no title insurance or title research. And then number 5 is know the ARV. I know we have a lot of acronyms here today. ARV is, Johnny, what's ARV?
After repair value.
After repair value. Know what that is, so you know.
So explain that.
So after repair value is after the home is fixed up, better than new. It's a shiny penny. At the top, the most value that home would be worth in today's market, completely renovated. That's the after repair value.
Okay.
And then number 6 is don't get emotionally attached. I see people all the time, they go to the auction and they get emotionally attached and they're bidding and overbidding, and they're making an emotional purchase, and they end up losing money in the long run, because a lot of times you're bidding against maybe a homeowner, maybe someone that wants to buy it, maybe he's a contractor or a handyman. He can do the work himself when they move into that. They're always willing to pay more than the person that wants to make a profit from the flip. So don't get emotionally attached. And one of the tips that I always have is, I have a buddy that does a lot of my underwriting, and he takes a look at the values and the ARV. And when I used to go down to the courthouse, because I'm an emotional guy, I would get emotional. Yeah, well, I want to bid another $10,000. He would, don't freaking do it. He would be on the phone. No, this is your max. Only go to 620. That's it.
Well, you're making me feel better, because that would be me. I would want to win, and then I'd end up winning the bid, and then I'm really losing in the long run. But
And it's so funny. You see so many people down at the courthouse, and they're on their phone. Okay, bid. Another $20,000 bid. And then number 7 is have your funds in order. And anything from, if you're buying at the courthouse, you're going to have cashier's checks. Make sure that you make those out to yourself. I have a friend that went to an auction, and he made those out to the bank. And when you go, you have to make them out yourself, so you can just sign them over. So make sure you have your funds in order, whether it's a bank, a credit union, private money, hard money, institutional funds. Sometimes, if you're a homeowner, sometimes these homes will qualify if they're not in too bad of condition for FHA or a VA loan. If it's in worse condition, you can get a conventional. But if it's really, really bad, if it's really bad, then it's a hard money or just cash.
Do you have any tips on how to, if somebody's looking to get into flipping, like how they can get access to this capital?
Sure. So I would just, go online and just Google it, hard money loans in greater Sacramento area, connect with a real estate agent and just chat with, your mortgage broker. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different avenues for financing. Mm-hmm. And then number 8 is flood and fire. Make sure you check it out and if it's either in a flood zone or that. Also, make sure that you know that you can get fire insurance, and not only that you can get fire insurance, but also that whoever you buy it to can get fire insurance, because now fire insurance is getting more and more expensive, especially with the wildfires in LA. So make sure that you get the fire insurance and the flood. Number 9 is be realistic. Don't try and hit a home run the first time. And even if you just break even or you just make a little bit of money, the knowledge that is going to teach you is insurmountable. And that will really help you grow momentum to purchase another flip. Yep. A lot of people ask me about joint ventures, and I'll never forget when I first got started in real estate, my broker taught me, he basically said, you know what a joint venture is? And I asked him what? And he said, well, when two parties come into the transaction on a joint venture, one party has the knowledge and the other party has the money. But in a lot of cases, when they exit that joint venture, their positions are reversed. The one with the money has the knowledge, and one with the knowledge has the money.
There you go. Yeah.
And then number 10 is always budget for overrides and uh-ohs, because you're always going to have things that come up that you didn't account for. So always budget for that. So those are kind of the 10 mistakes. Make sure that you do your due diligence and check it out.
So with that number 10 for the uh-ohs, how much of a budget would you recommend? Like how do you build that uh-oh budget?
Yeah, I would say right around 10%. I think
10%
so
of the ARV or
of the ARV. So if it's ARV is 500,000,
$50,000 uh-oh.
Yeah, could be.
In case they pour concrete down the plumbing. Right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks so much for being on the show. If somebody has a situation, they're wanting out, they want to skip the showings, they want to just go directly to you, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Just give me a call or send me a text, 916-342-4777.
4777. And of course, you can reach out to us at madeformorerealty.com. We're happy to connect you and make the introduction. Thanks for being on the show today, Tom.
Awesome. Thanks, Johnny.
All right, it's a new year. Maybe you're thinking about a fresh start, moving out of state, or maybe upgrading to someplace bigger, downgrading to something a little bit more manageable. Who can help you with that? Who's going to walk you through it and make sure you have a seamless, simple process and get you the most money for your home? It's, of course, Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty. There's a reason why, guys, they've been voted number 1 in Roseville for the past 3 years, why they have almost 1,000 5-star Google reviews. In fact, they sell homes 27% faster than other homes on the market. You expect more? Get more with Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty. Just Google Made for More Realty today and get more for your home. License number 1982-171.